What is Golgi apparatus? What is its structure and function? Aishwarya ma'am, please help me.
Now I'm sure most of you have the same doubt. I mean, what is Golgi apparatus? How is it different from Golgi complex or Golgi body? And ma'am, do we find Golgi apparatus only in animal cells or do we actually find it in plant cells as well? Now I'm sure a lot of questions are there with respect to its structure and function, which is why today in this video I'm going to make sure that you understand all about Golgi apparatus, and that too in just under 10 minutes. Welcome to Byju's 9th and 10th grade channel. I'm your teacher Aishwarya, and let's get started with today's video. In this video, we are going to be learning about the structure of Golgi apparatus, and we will be learning about what it is made of, and then we will quickly understand its function and how important it is to the cell. Now, along with this, we will also understand if we find Golgi apparatus only in animal cells or do we actually find it in plant cells as well. So these are the three important things that we are going to be covering today. But before I directly get started with telling you what is Golgi apparatus, here's a quick simple reference. Now I'm sure that all of us would have seen our friendly neighborhood postman. Now what does our friendly neighborhood postman do? Now he is responsible for two major things. First and foremost, he is responsible for collecting all the letters that come from to the post office, and he is also responsible for delivering it to different parts, or I would say to the respective homes where the letters are supposed to reach. Now, a pretty similar job is done inside the cell as well, and it is done by the postman of the cell, which is the Golgi apparatus. Now, we know that inside the cell we find various different cell organelles like the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, the mitochondria, ribosomes, centrioles, and various other cell organelles that are there. And we know that the endoplasmic reticulum that is there has two kinds of it, where we have rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now you must be thinking, ma'am, it's all about Golgi apparatus, but why are you talking to me about rough endoplasmic reticulum? I will tell you in just a minute. Now we know that our rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for synthesizing proteins. And we know that some of the proteins are necessary for formation of the cell membrane, along with the smooth endoplasmic reticulum which synthesizes lipids, which is also necessary for formation of membranes. But now at the same time, when we talk about proteins, we know that at times these proteins that are formed by or synthesized by the rough endoplasmic reticulum, they might not be fully functional. They may need some modifications, they may need certain structural changes so that they become functional proteins or proteins that will actually do their function. Otherwise, what will happen? Proteins will be synthesized, and if they don't become functional, then these complexes are not used. These proteins are of no use. They will not do their function. It is as simple as that. Now, who will make these proteins functional? Who will modify these proteins so that these proteins can finally do their job? And along with this, make sure that the proteins go to where they need to go. That is done by the post office or the postman of our cell, which is the Golgi apparatus. Now, of course, as we all know that the Golgi apparatus that was there was first discovered by Camillo Golgi, and hence the name Golgi apparatus. Now, you must be thinking, ma'am, sometimes we call it as Golgi apparatus, sometimes people call it as Golgi complex, sometimes people call it as Golgi bodies. Ma'am, are they all the same things or are they all different? Now, let me tell you, it's more or less the same thing. It's just different ways in which we refer to it, but at the end of the day, we are talking about the same thing, right? Now let's understand the structure of the Golgi apparatus. Now just observe, forget the text that you see on screen, but I just want you to observe the structure as it is. Now when you look at the structure, we see that it's made up of a lot of flattened sacs, right? They look sac-like structures, but it's not like a proper sac. It is flattened, which is why we call them as, or we say that they are made up of flattened sac-like structures or flattened sacs, which we call as cisterns. Now remember how we refer to them. We refer to them as cisterns. And we see that inside these sacs, inside it we find a certain space or what we call as the lumen. And we also see that the Golgi bodies that are there or the Golgi apparatus is also able to make vesicles as well or transporting channels that are there, right? Or we see that they make these circular, almost circular spherical sac-like structures called as vesicles. Now here, one thing to understand is that your Golgi apparatus, along with your endoplasmic reticulum that is there, together forms a portion of the complex cellular membrane system. So you need to remember these two things, very, very important. Now let's go back to its structure. Now you see that it is not a uniform set of flattened sacs, right? We see that over the structure there are some slight differences, to a point when I can say that there are almost 3 compartments which are observed. And if you look in detail, we see that there are 3 compartments to the structure of a Golgi apparatus, where they have something called as cisterns, right? Then we have a medial compartment, and then you have a trans compartment. Now, for students who follow NCERT, you must be telling me, ma'am, how is this relevant to me, right? I don't need to learn about this. Now, it's interesting to know about these things. Of course, on an examination front, they may not really ask you, but it's important to understand that the Golgi apparatus has these 3 things. Now, why are these 3 compartments present? Why can't it just have one single set of cisterns? Why do we have 3 different compartments? To understand that, you should know about the function of Golgi apparatus. Now, I told you earlier that the proteins synthesized by the ribosomes, especially which are part of the endoplasmic reticulum, we know that at times they may not be fully functional, which is why they may require some modification and they may require some packaging, which is what the role of the Golgi apparatus is. Its function includes storage, modification, and packaging of products inside these storage vehicles, which are the vesicles. And in some cases, we also see that they are responsible for synthesizing complex sugars from simple sugars. Now, how exactly does the 3 compartments come into the picture when it comes to this? Now, we see that the cis compartment that is there faces towards, right? So, we see that it faces towards the endoplasmic reticulum. So, whatever proteins which are sent from the endoplasmic reticulum will be received, or it enters into the Golgi apparatus through the cis side. And from here, we observe that it moves into the medial compartment, wherein we see that major processing takes place. So all the modification, all the changes, all the packaging, all of that takes place in the medial region. And finally, it reaches the trans compartment, where the vesicles are formed, and now the vesicles are sent out to different parts of the body. So when you think about it, 3 compartments talk about how the functioning of Golgi apparatus happens, right? Now, another very interesting function is that once the vesicles are formed, these vesicles are then sent to different parts, right? Different parts of the cell to wherever they need to reach. Now, of course, we see that another added function of the Golgi apparatus is, of course, in the formation of lysosomes. So this right here is also another very important function. Now, one thing to remember is that the term Golgi apparatus is used when in the case of animal cells. But in the case of plant cells, we see that we don't really say that the Golgi apparatus is there, but a slightly different structure which we call as dictyosomes. Now, are they different or are they the same? Now, structurally, we observe that there are some slight differences between dictyosomes and Golgi apparatus, and we will not go into the deeper details of it. But we see that dictyosomes are structures which we find in plant cells, but Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies are what we see in animal cells. So there you go. In just under 10 minutes, we've learned all about the structure of Golgi bodies and its function. So here's a quick homework for all of you. Now, this question right here is something that is most often asked in the examination, and I want you to let me know in the comments of this video. What are the main functions of the Golgi apparatus? You need to let me know in the comments below, because I will definitely be seeing it and correcting your answers. So now, of course, I hope you enjoyed this video, because if you did, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button on our channel. And these are the regular classes that take place on our channel, because BYJU'S 9th and 10th is we truly believe that conceptual clarity is necessary for excelling in your exams. And we ensure that we give you best quality education with best visuals. And of course, if you enjoy what we do, do not forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button, because BYJU'S 9th and 10th has always got you covered. For more such interesting videos, let me know in the comments below. But up until then, everybody, take care, lots of love, and bye-bye.